Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the Integrity Botanicals YouTube channel. Today I am ringing in spring with this green, colorful, peachy makeup look. I say colorful very lightly, colorful for me, playing with a little bit of something different, and I am using all RMS beauty today. From the tools, every single thing, the base products, the eye products, the lip products, they're all RMS, which is actually one of my favorite brands on the website. I have done this once before, but we have since come into some new product launches, so I always like to do these periodically, and I also wanted to play with a little bit more color. So I'm doing like a little green and purple situation on the eyes, paired with a peach, which is a combination that I love to go to as soon as spring and summer comes around. So if you've been curious about RMS as a brand, you want to see a lot of their products in action, or if you just want to see how I create this spring, very fresh face sort of look, then please keep watching. All right, kicking things off with primer. I adore this primer. I think it is my favorite one. This is their Re-Evolve Radiance Locking Primer. This has that little bit of stick that you want so that everything you put on top of it just withstands a test of time, and I cannot get enough of it. Sits beautifully on the skin. For base, I'm doing a little bit of a mixture of the Re-Evolve foundation. I wear the shade 22, as well as the Supernatural Radiant Serum. I am using the shade medium. Mix those together so I can get some of that SPF 30 sun protection, and using the RMS Skin to Skin foundation brush to buff this all into the skin. This does also help build up that coverage, which, because I sheared out the foundation a little bit with that SPF, I want to make sure that it is skin-like, but as much coverage as possible. So once I blend all of that in, I do go in with my Uncover Up concealer. This is also in the shade 22. This you can apply with a brush. It's a little bit easier to do so underneath the eyes, but this is more of like a light medium concealer. So I made sure I gave myself a little bit of a good base with that mix, but I am going to go ahead and add a little bit more, just like around the nose and on any blemishes like I have around my mouth right now. Tap that in before going in with powder. The RMS Hydra Setting Powder is to die for. I'm using the pump, or the puff, I should say, that comes with this. I'm using the shade Light. This perfectly locks in the makeup without accentuating any dry skin. I am in love with this stuff. Then bronzer. You guys know this is my everyday favorite. This is the Skin to Skin Powder Blush Brush and the Hydra Bronzer. I'm using the shade Bikini Beach. This is perfect for me. It's buildable. It's got a gorgeous warm tone. I absolutely love this, and I am generously applying this all over my face. It's spring and summer, baby. For blush, I'm going in with the Hydra Powder Blush. I'm using the shade Bohemian Girl, which is very similar to the NARS blush in Orgasm. That blush is a pink tone with a bunch of like golden sort of reflex in it. It's gorgeous. These have a natural radiance to them, so you don't need to go in with highlighter if you don't want to. As you can see, that beautiful glow that is imparting. Super buildable. And then I wanted a little bit of peach to add some dimension, so I'm going in with the powder blush in the shade Mai Tai as well. And if those are not spring cheeks, then I don't know what is. So I'm just using that same brush that I applied bronzer with, and I am generously applying this as well. For brows, I'm just quickly combing them through and using the Back to Brow pencil. I'm using medium. I am using a very light amount of this. I really like light brows. This pencil's a little bit chubby compared to the thinner tips I usually like the plume, but it definitely gets the brows done. It looks super natural in the brows as well, but I did a very light application. For the eyes, I'm starting things off with the RMS bronzer again in Bikini Beach. I love this on the eyes. This is the perfect one and done situation, but this is just going to act as a perfect sort of transition shade for the highlight that I'm going to go on top with. This is in the shade Eclipse. Eclipse is the most gorgeous green shade. It is more of a sagey green. It's not a very bright green. I did just squeeze a little bit of this on the back of my hand, and I'm going in with the Delium Tool 776 brush, or this might be the 936. I think the fluffy one was the 776, but it'll all be listed down below. Before going in with my fluffy brush, I do recommend doing one eye at a time because these dry very quickly. And as I mentioned, later here in the video. I've done a full dedicated review to these, so I will include that down below. But this is such a good, wearable, but still fun color. I did realize that I forgot highlight right around this point, so I'm going in with the Master Radiance Base. I did get a little bit in my hair. I know it's so annoying to see, but don't worry, I get rid of it in no time. Before I do, I go in with the eyeliner. This is the Straight Line Kohl Pencil. I'm using the shade Plum Definition. This is a really true purple, but it's not insanely pigmented, so you do need to work with this product a little bit. I do like to warm it up on the back of my hand. I honestly should have given it a fresh sharpen whenever I find I'm not getting that pigment I want. That's what I like to do. But again, another buildable product, making it really easy for those of you who are maybe intimidated by color. And what I also love is that there is a smudger on the opposite end as well. So I'm just going ahead and pulling up the product just to soften that line a little bit more. For mascara, we're using the Straight Up Peptide Mascara. I actually forget how good this mascara is. It is a very light, wispy sort of formulation, so it feels really light on the eyes, but it's incredibly buildable. I do love this big fluffy brush. It reminds me of the Revlon Grow Luscious mascara that I used to use back in the day, but love that it's packed full of peptides and it's a nice rich black formula. I go ahead and apply a few coats of this to my desired outcome, and then I finish things off with the Go Nude Lip Pencil. This is in the shade Daytime Nude. This is very similar to my natural lip color. You can do something a little bit more defined if you want, but I sort of lose my lip line once I put on foundation and concealer and all of that stuff. So I am just quickly lining the lips here, not doing it too precious or perfect, just getting some definition before I go on top with the perfect match for this lip pencil. This is their legendary lip oil in the shade L. It's the perfect cushiony peachy shade, and I do 2 layers of this to my desired finish. All right, everyone, that is it. This is my finished makeup look using 100% RMS products all the way down to the tools. I will say these are one of my favorite videos to make. I really love seeing what you can accomplish within certain brands. It really shows you what kind of stands out about certain brands as well. I do think I have done a top 5 from RMS video, so if that is relevant enough with more up-to-date products, I should say, then I will include that for you down below, that way that you can check it out. But RMS is such an amazing brand. I truly think that there is something for everybody, and I do have a ton of in-depth videos about all of these different formulations, and I will try to include a few of those for you down below as well. So if you want to dive a little bit deeper into the brand, you can absolutely do that. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give the video a big thumbs up, subscribe. I do upload new videos here every single Monday, and I don't want you guys to miss them. I have done a ton of these one brand videos as well, so that description box is going to be beefy because I link every single product that I used here today. I will also attach those corresponding in-depth reviews like I mentioned before, as well as other one brand tutorials. So make sure you're checking out the description box. And while you're down there, subscribing, liking the video, all of that good stuff, please make sure to subscribe to our newsletter. That's going to let you know when sales go live on the website, new product launches, remind you of when videos go live from me as well. And then check out all of our social media handles. We are absolutely everywhere and would love to keep up with you outside of this YouTube space. But please let me know what your favorite product from RMS is in the meantime. Thank you guys so much for watching and all of your consistent love and support. And I will catch you guys in my next one. Bye.